Hello AAC Universe and welcome to History of. I'm your host and resident superhero nerd Aaron Waller, and this is a series where we do a deep dive into various comic book characters, both heroes and villains, and give a little bit more insight into who they are and why they do what they do. And in today's video we're going to be talking about a very exciting up and coming young hero that's going to be co-starring in their very own Disney Plus series later this year, and that's Kate Bishop, aka Hawkeye. Kate Bishop was created by Alan Heinsberg and Jim Chung and first appeared in the Young Avengers #1 in 2005, but would not suit up officially as Hawkeye until the following year in issue number 12 of the Young Avengers. Now, Kate Bishop may still be a fairly new character in terms of who a comic book character may be, maybe not dating back to like the 60s or even like the 30s or 40s, like some other very popular characters like Batman, Superman, and even Captain America, but that doesn't mean she's not any less important or cool. Catherine Elizabeth Bishop, better known as Kate Bishop, is the youngest daughter of a rich New York family where her mother died from a skiing accident when she was young, and her father is a publishing tycoon whom Kate idolizes. One night she witnesses her father beating someone up at their home, so she decides to look a little further into her father's dealings and ends up following him to a meetup with El Matador. She's eventually caught and held for ransom, but thankfully Hawkeye was tracking El Matador and keeping an eye on him. So during her escape, an arrow whizzes by Kate and distracts El Matador just long enough for her to get away. After the Avengers arrive on scene, Kate begins to idolize Hawkeye over the other members of the team as he has no real powers and only uses his skills to help others. She would then begin dedicating herself to more selfless acts of good, just like her mother did before her death, by working in soup kitchens and women's shelters. Unfortunately, Kate would then be sexually assaulted in Central Park, and after being traumatized for a time, she would seek therapy and become motivated into learning various forms of combat, self-defense, and how to use various weapons, including a bow and arrow. Kate would eventually encounter the Young Avengers when there would be an attack at her sister's wedding. The young heroes would start a fire and ultimately not help much, but Kate would join the fight and take action, using Patriot's weapons to help the Young Avengers and 200 hostages escape. After meeting Ant-Man's daughter, Cassie Lang, Kate would track down the Young Avengers' hideout, and the pair would confront them and eventually join as members, where they would quickly be attacked by Kang the Conqueror. There's more on him in a previous episode of History of, which you can check out by clicking the eye in the corner. Kate would use various costumes and weaponry, including Hawkeye's bow, to join the fight and eventually join the Young Avengers full time. Once Captain America and Iron Man found out about the Young Avengers though, they refused to train them and ordered them to disband. But Kate used some of her family's money to set the team up with a new location, costumes, and weapons. Maybe it's not so bad being her friend. While co-leading the Young Avengers with Patriot, Kate finds out that Patriot is taking growth hormone to simulate the super soldier serum. Kate blames Cap for not taking them in and training them instead, and would eventually receive a gift of Hawkeye's bow with a note that simply reads Hawkeye. This would turn out to be a gift from Captain America himself, as Clint Barton was the only person to ever stand up to Cap, and thus Cap sent this as a gift, symbolizing that he wanted her to take his code name, thus Kate Bishop became the new Hawkeye. During Civil War, a now alive Clint Barton would side with Captain America and even try to take up the Cap mantle after his death, to which Kate would criticize him for doing so, saying she took the Hawkeye name to honor him, not to mimic or disgrace him. Barton would then take the classification as Ronin and would encounter Kate off and on again until he eventually passes the bow and mantle of Hawkeye to Kate officially. She would then continue to be a member of the Young Avengers and have appearances in the fight against the Skrulls in Secret Invasion, help rescue Asgardians during the siege, try to stop a crazed old man Logan, struggle with her identity during Civil War II, and eventually move to Los Angeles and start her own detective agency called Hawkeye Investigations. But if you want to get to know Kate Bishop better in the comics, I recommend reading Hawkeye by Matt Fraction and David Ajoff. This comic shows a bit more interesting dynamics between Barton and Bishop as they take on more street-level crime fighting. Or check out Kate Bishop's own Hawkeye series by Kelly Thompson and Leonardo Romero that gives more insight into her own solo adventures. Kate Bishop will be portrayed by Haley Steinfeld and trained by Jeremy Renner's Clint Barton in the upcoming Disney Plus series Hawkeye. And just like her inspiration, the original Hawkeye, Clint Barton, Kate Bishop has no superpowers. She's a skilled athlete who's proficient in martial arts, is a master archer and marksman, skilled swordswoman, and various other weaponry. She would even get the nickname Task Mistress for a time, as she, like the villain Taskmaster, is skilled with a variety of weaponry, has a photographic memory, and is very quick at learning new fighting styles and skills. But other than that, she's a run-of-the-mill person just like you and me. So those are some of the things you need to know about Kate Bishop, aka Hawkeye. Was there anything in this video that you may have not known otherwise? Let me know that, as well as give me some suggestions to future episodes of the History of down in the comment section down below. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell notification so you don't miss out on any future videos such as the History of series or any of our super awesome live streams that we have going on all the time, which is our universe on the line. We're currently doing What If on Marvel, as well as my Titans Talk series on Thursdays. So make sure you subscribe and ring the bell notification so you don't miss out on any of our awesome new daily content. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you in the next video.